Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Beacon Pines. Before we start, if you want to play this game, it's on Steam. So, on the last Let's Play, we went to investigate the old warehouse, where we learned it wasn't so much a children's game because of, that word right there, and the fact that the main character maybe died? I don't know. The door opened, there was somebody in a hazmat suit, kid was dragged into the warehouse, and that was the end of the story. Until we changed it, and brought Rolo with us. But, yeah, speaking of this maybe not being such a nice cutesy little game, what seemed like a body bag was thrown on the dumpster we were hiding in. And, yeah, it had a name tag on it, and there was a very decayed looking hand on it, so it's like, okay, this might not be so, lighthearted as we thought. And also Rolo's missing, so yeah. Hi Luca, what's up? You haven't seen Rolo around recently, have you? He doesn't come around here much. Not since they made a rule that he can only order decaf. I want more coffee. I've been trying to do this thing where I'm drinking less coffee. Also reset face. No, don't click on that. Still recording? Cool. It's because, I've been having a whole bunch of anxiety recently, largely because, unemployment and stuff, but also just Oh, I think we already did this missing child thing. It's completely under control. Don't worry. Where'd you run off to? His eyes went wide in disbelief. What do you mean, vanished? That's impossible. Oh my. He doesn't even see the danger he's in. Yeah, having 2 less cups of coffee, or 1 less cup of coffee directly in the morning, does help, I guess. Hey, Aishin? History Museum. It's laughable, really. Did you happen to see Rolo there? No, just the shadow of a family. Clinging to a town, cling to the past. Feel free to check for yourself, but don't expect to have your mind blown. Here, rubbing this child up against these things, can I? Hell yeah. Hey Griffin, has Rolo been by? I haven't seen him all day. I'm sure he'll show up safe and sound. And when he does, tell him there's strawberry chocolate double scoop waiting for him. On the house. He'll like that. I wonder if there's a thing where you slap the watermelon in every chapter. Oh yeah, we're in chapter 3 now. A celebration of excellence.
We all know Beacon Pines is a great town. What you may not know is great towns grow from mighty roots. And that is why you cannot tell the story of Beacon Pines without telling the story of one Shopper Valentine. Young Shopper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision. A vision of a community dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own words, a better tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it. Lucky for us, he decided to grow that vision here in Beacon Pines. And how does one grow a better tomorrow? With fertilizer, of course. Valentine's Fertilizer Company became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose. But then tragedy struck, a scientific experiment gone wrong. An accident which took Shopper away from us far too soon. To this day, we struggle to pick up the pieces. But one foul harvest isn't enough to stop the people of Beacon Pines. The spirit of Shopper Valentine lives on. It lives in the hearts of everyone with a dream for a better tomorrow. Together, we will follow his example and grow a bountiful future. Paid for by the Valentine family and the Valentine Fertilizer Company Remembrance Fund.
Okay. That was unhelpful. I think we already went up here, but might as well. Since, hey, Rolo's missing, right? Hey, Nun, yawn. It's true about Rolo, digging commands connected to one, increasing activities, and mechanical noises. Yeah, we did this. Small. I guess in this town there isn't any laws against child labor. It do be like that. Sometimes. Also, it kind of seemed like the guy was around a bit while ago, but he died during the foul harvest? Weird. That looks like just a regular dog. Hey, Jace. Oh, hey, Luca. Did Rolo come by? No. I was actually surprised. He's usually here earlier in days when a new issue drops. Rolo's the biggest Hawk Atomic fan I know. Besides myself, that is. Well, if he does swing by, tell him to meet me, you know where. I don't know where. No, he knows where. Oh. Roger that, Space Cadet. Okay,
the bottom corner shelf was a dusty array of thick science books. Only one binding was clean enough to read. Cellular Biology and the Chemistry of Mitosis.
Ooh. Boring.
Mycological Phosphorescence.
Ooh. Or like Complete Loss of Interest.
Kato volunteered at the library during the summers. He wasn't very social, so he'd dedicate each summer to becoming an expert in a single subject, making him a reliable source of very particular knowledge. If you were to ask Kato something he didn't know, he'd escape into the dusty old bookshelves and return with just the right thing.
Hey, Kato.
Kato was lost in his reading. Luca crooked his neck to see the title. Introduction to Melitology.
I have no idea what that is. Actually, I can just tab out, right? Yeah. I'll just look that up. Hey, you know, I'm a curious person. Melitology. The study of butts. No. A branch of etymology concerned with the scientific study of bees. Bee. Reset face. I wish I could just say reset face and it'll just reset it. Ahem. Oh hey Luca, you snuck up on me. Good book? Dunno, just started
He gestured to the shelves.
I'm really running out of books. I haven't read yet. So now, it's on the wonderful world of bees. Turns out, bees are pretty cool. For instance, did you know that around 70% of bee species actually live in underground tunnels? Really? Or that if there are two queens in the hive, they'll fight to the death for supremacy? That's interesting, but you haven't seen Rolo around recently, have you? Not since yesterday. Keep an eye out for him, okay? Sure thing. If I see him, you'll be the first to know. Like, I wonder what would happen in this game if you didn't get all the, rub this kid against all the things so that you get all these, things. How do I? Okay.
Oh, the cobs I've eaten. A salad-centric travel guide for the mildly adventurous.
Yuck.
Sally Seashore's simple succulent sundries. Luca brushed off a smudge of dust. Or maybe it was flour. 30 recipes so easy you'll doubt it's even edible.
Succulent. Because I feel like you could easily miss that.
A peek behind the curtain. The methods and ruminations of Patrick C. Montesquieu. One of the greatest acting minds of our time. By Patrick C. Montesquieu.
Oomph. I mean, there's definitely people like that are like, I'm the greatest person ever around.
There were rarely any actual new additions. Simply a variety of existing content rotated into the front display each week.
Not fooling anyone. It'd be funny if somebody just wrote a biography that was, and I would have to suspect somebody that at some point, where it's like, I lived an alright life.
The entire top level of the library was devoted to comics. Most of which were Hank Atomic and the myriad of lesser revered spin-offs.
I mean, this is... Oh, nerds poke around the library. Like, this is a nice little thing right here, but also this is a child. Like, I feel like an adult would easily topple over that. Just saying. Don't want anybody to get weight. What sort of monster puts candy behind a locked door? Oh yeah, Mr. Nuckweed works weird hours sometimes. Of course he does. How about you? When do I work? No, what's your name? Luca Van Horn. You're new here? Yep, not by choice.
Beck's family moved often, giving her little time to establish any real connections.
It do be like that.
She would tell you she prefers it that way.
I'm looking for my friend Rolo. He didn't come home last night. So he's missing? I guess so. Like, missing? Does that thing sort of happen a lot around here?
Luca shifted his feet uncomfortably.
Well, that sucks. Yeah. So, I should probably get going. Hey, wait up. What?
Beck pulled a coin from her pocket.
I'm coming with you. What? So says the unlucky penny. Unlucky? Yeah, well, technically, it landed on heads. Leave this kid to find his friends alone. But I always do the opposite. Oh, that's kind of like me and Rolo. I guess Rolo is my unlucky penny. That settles it. A person should never be without their unlucky penny. Let's go find him. Maybe I should get an unlucky penny. The name's Beck. Pleasure to meet you, Beck. I suppose I could use some help. Try and keep up. First, we're gonna rub against various things. There might be badges and stuff. You. Joey, have you seen Rolo around? No, sorry, Luca. I haven't. I've had my eyes on the dirt looking for bees. Can't seem to find any. He never came home last night. Do you think it's because it's been colder than normal? I don't see why that would have anything to do with Rolo. No, the beetles. Do you think the temperature confused their circadian rhythm or something? Who's to say? I'm no betologist. Just keep an eye out for him, would you? Of course. Whoop, didn't mean to go in that direction. Going in this direction. And then going in this direction.
The Valentine mansion loomed, both figuratively.
There's a thingy here.
After the foul harvest destroyed their wealth and reputation, the Valentines shuttered off their estate from the rest of town.
I don't know what this game reminds me of. Brand comes to mind, but I never actually played it. I think I watched somebody play it a little bit. A weird game. Like, it's a platforming game about, like, time and stuff. Oh, I guess we have to go this way for a hot second.
Luca felt a chill as he approached Beck. Her eyes were locked on the strange green liquid. The nearby grass was coated in a fine layer of frost.
This sort of thing normal around here? Because puddles of glowing ooze are definitely not what I expected from this place. I have no idea what this stuff is. Well, the next obvious step is science. And what does science suggest? Poke at it with a stick.
Luca watched as Beck dipped a broken tree branch into the goo. Beck's eyes widened as flowers grew from the dead wood.
Huh.
First small buds, which quickly bloomed into vibrant petals.
What the? Cool. I'm gonna jump in it.
As quickly as they had grown, the flowers began to shrivel and turn gray. Beck dropped the stick with a grunt of disgust.
Okay. So, the science tells us this skunk is weird as hell. Yeah. It seems dangerous. Hey, Trish. Look what the cat dragged in. Yup. I don't have any time for this right now, Iggy. Don't say things like that. It hurts Trish's feelings. Ain't that right, Trish? Yup. She looks fine to me. Why, hello. I don't think we've been properly introduced. Iggy is the name. This is my companion, a compatriot, Trish. Yup. You've probably heard of us. Can't say I have. I forgave you just this once, on account of you being new around here. Why would you hang out with this dud? Oh, he seems pretty alright. Iggy, why do you have to be so... you? Has he ever told you about that his parents skipped out on him? Shut up. It's true. He got tired of having such a pathetic kid and left him. Iggy, I'm gonna say this one time. Don't talk about my family. Well, look who's grown a backbone now that the girl's around. First, Pops croaked. Then, his mom finally couldn't take it anymore and bounced. You're gonna fling
He took
shit?
a step towards Luca, his sneer lit by the glowing puddle. Beck could see tears welling in Luca's eyes, his fists clenched. Some things about Beacon Pines were very different from the city, but a bully from a hayseed town is really no different from a city bully. Beck took a deep breath and thought.
Well, it's time to bust out the... Oh, I was gonna use stick. We're gonna tickle him? Well, let's try this. We could always try other stuff later. I'll try strange first, but we'll try that.
Well, time to bust out the tickles.
Hey Trish, wanna see something cool? Yup. Check it.
Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms.
Tss. What the? Tish, is she tickling you? Yup. Hi up. Yep.
Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter.
Yup.
Beck redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had had enough.
Yup. What just happened? She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think you're just threatening us.
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
I just remembered. I have somewhere to be. See you around, new kid.
Iggy kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Is your hair gray now? What a little creep. Beck, I think you got a little ooze in your hair.
Beck shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
Is it bad? It depends. What are your feelings about having a more mature, refined look? Oh god.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rolo was his primary concern.
Can I, Oh, branching paths? Wait, is that entirely... Oh, I guess, like, you could choose a different sort of ending here. Ooh. Okay, we're going back here, even though it's forward. Strange.
Well, time to bust out the strange.
Alright, Luca. Looks like you need a little mud bath. What's wrong with you, new kid? We're about to pound your friend.
Beck stared in silence, the only sign of life being the twitch of an eye.
It's weird that people don't talk. Yup. Stop being a weirdo. Hello? Are you some kind of wackadoo? Makes sense. Wackadoos travel in packs. Eh, Dud?
At the sight of Iggy taunting Beck, something in Luca snapped. Iggy's smirk shifted to a look of shock as Luca launched himself into his stomach.
Yeah.
Iggy's clothes were drenched in the glowing ooze.
You jerk. My clothes are ruined. I'm gonna...
Iggy's voice began to
old.
slur as he struggled to get up.
I don't feel so good. Okay, maybe not the best route. I'm sorry, I just... Oh shit. Yup. So, that was intense. He's gonna be okay, right? Nothing about this seems
The
okay.
person at the warehouse. This strange ooze and what it did to Iggy. Was Rolo caught up in all of this?
We have to find Rolo. You took the words out of my mouth. Can we check in this other area? Huh. Well, we'll go with the first one. Especially since that has less child being horribly maimedness. And it was the first pick.
Chapter the best. Luca paused. He'd only just met. Hopefully he...
Okay, let's you skip it. Cool. Oh, I guess, yeah, you don't want to be walking in the puddle of time goop. Probably if Valentine family looks out. Look at, what the hell are you doing here? And why did a kid with gray hair just pass us in panic?
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? We're just helping looking for Rolo. Luca, I need you to start telling me the truth.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling. But this was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luca.
We're running out of time.
In a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Rolo and I weren't just playing in the wheat wood yesterday. We were investigating lights at the old Valentine warehouse. But someone was in there in a strange suit. And we hid in a dumpster and a heavy bag dropped on us. And I think it was a body. And so we ran, but we got split up. And I ran home. And it's all my fault. And now my best friend may never come back. Wow. Just... wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
It's not your fault, Luca. Rolo's gonna be okay. I promise.
Roxy drew herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luca, go home. But I want to help. It's too dangerous for a kid. What about you guys? I can't just sit around. I have to do something.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
Go back to that little treehouse you two like to play in. Wait in there in case Rolo shows up. Sounds like a plan?
Luca wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
You did the right thing, tell me the truth. Now scoot. Do you really believe a story? What other option do we have? Things have been strange around here, leading up to the festival. My dad's been acting very weird lately. Who's her dad? Well, weirder than normal.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? This place gives me the willies. Treehouse till Rolo, in case Rolo shows up. Dang, they boarded it up the way in. They boarded up the way in. just in case.
Mr. Nuncreed jumped with a start.
Whoa, don't sneak up on an old fella like that. Sorry. Who are you talking to?
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
Oh no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. But the dang thing never does. Of course. Yeah, I never see anyone use it, really. The whole thing's a waste of money, if you ask me. Any word from Rolo yet? Not yet. Long time for a boy to lose his way. Rolo knows these woods too well to get lost. What's with this music? I suppose you're right. Silly's boy antics have this whole town word sick. Antics? We all know Rolo likes to play his little pranks. You think this is a prank? What other possible explanation could there be? He's up playing a prank, and he didn't get lost. Someone took him. I know it. How would you know that? Unless... Luca, is there something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Dang it, boy. If there's something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed.
This seems intense.
Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him.
There was a eye lurking behind those eyes? Shame?
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rolo, maybe he could help.
Yesterday, Rolo and I were messing around in the old Valentine warehouse.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rolo when he went missing? Not exactly. I was hiding in the dumpster. Dumpster? What were you doing in there? At first, we were just looking around. Then someone in a strange yellow suit came and done something on us. We both got scared and ran. That's the last I saw of him. You got scared by some garbage? Well, that's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster. But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body. I'm sure it was just some trash. No, there was a name tag. It said, Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to? I tried, Luca. God knows, I tried to keep you safe.
Luca attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
We're gonna die. But you Van Horns just can't help yourselves, can you? We were all so close to being done with this.
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing? It's out of my hands now.
The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
It's one of those secret laboratories? Shit.
As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much.
He knows too much.
The end.
Well, I guess that's a good time to call it. Woof. So, please comment, cause I like comments, times you like, dislike, tips, or otherwise. If you like my YouTube and likes it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos up grow, and please remember to spay new and most help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's on Steam. Well, he died again. Supposedly. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Beacon Pines. So thanks and see you.